Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Warhammer Wednesday on behalf of GirlsGamesGags. You're here with me, Annie, and I thought I would give you a wee cheeky sneak preview of what I've currently been working on. I recently built Dexessa and I have her primed and ready to paint, but I haven't got around to it yet. I'm hoping to kind of immerse myself in painting her this weekend. But in the meantime, I got a wee bit distracted. So as most of you will know, I am currently collecting the Warhammer Imperium magazine subscription, which contains Marines and Necron. And I do have a fair bit of Necron already in an army. It's sitting in my display cabinet, which was the traditional schemed Necron. So based or primed in black, and then dry brushed with Runelord brass, and making the weaponry all like the Tesseract glow, which is fine. But I wanted to deviate from that slightly and got inspired by a lot of art I've seen online, and people's take on the crones has been awesome. And I fancied trying out a new scheme. So what I've done is gone for a more chrome effect, heavily attributed probably for to my love for T-800s and Terminator. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is one of my all-time favourite movies. So this is my wee cheeky kind of homage, I suppose, to that movie. So I've chromed up these guys. I've gone for the red for the weaponry and the power sources and their eyes, just to give it more a robotic feel or a T-800 feel. Now, I painted this scheme for a few of these and then decided that it wasn't enough. I actually wanted to try to recreate a scene of sorts that was kind of replicative of the whole Judgment Day thing, the Judgment Day movie, Terminator movie. And speaking to a lot of my buds, particularly on TikTok, my good friend John, with their advice and just, you know, they've been doing the hobby for a lot of years and they're always coming up with fantastic ways to do kit bashes, produce little bits of scenery, build things out of just scrap that they have lying around. It always fascinates me, the different aspects of this hobby. So I was feeling a bit brave and decided that I would go ahead and build my very own piece of scenery. And now this is the first time I've ever attempted anything like this. This is my diorama, very much a work in progress, but it gives you an idea of what I was starting with. And hopefully you'll see the progression as it finishes. So to cover off what I have kind of just sitting here, first and foremost, the board. I can lift this without destroying it. If you can see underneath was like an old calendar board that I used for my kids previously. It's quite a solid thick bit of card, so it was sturdy enough and a decent enough size for me to use. I wanted to get like a bit of MDF wood or like a dinner mat or something like that would work just as well. So what I've done is did a quick prime of the base and then decided to build up some rough terrain a little bit. So I've got a mix of gravel and tiny bits of tuft there, plenty silver because I wanted to honour the metallic-y type theme, and I've also got like more rubbly small pebbles here as well. So that was my base, and then obviously we've kind of got the broken kind of castle-y, housey type thing. Now I did receive all of these parts from Tasha's dad when he built this scenery, I believe, years ago. So I've used this and incorporated it in my diorama. I've just gone and painted it. When I got it, it was like white plasticky. So I've gone and painted this. What I did was primed it again, dark colour, then worked up with various shades. I used like Agrax Earth Shade to get the tones and the recesses of the brickwork, and then used some grey and silver to kind of just make bits pop, so like the lightened parts as you can see here. Now gluing this, that's still a bit unsteady. I still have a bit, it's like fallen off, that I need to fix. But I've done this because eventually I do also want to have aircraft on here, and they'll need a bit of height on this diorama. I'm planning on using my Tau Devilfish and Piranha as almost like a hunter-killer type thing, which I think will really finish this off. But in the meantime, I'm just working on what you see here. I've also done like this big rocky almost like a wormhole type thing for where the Necron are escaping from. Again, this was just like a chunk of plastic that I got for Tasha's dad that I've gone and painted. It was white plastic, so I've chromed it up, make it really metallic-y. This, as you can see here, is literally just a pile of broken sprue. I have, these are all free form just now. I've just bent and chopped up and glued lots of tiny parts of sprue and painted them metallic. It's a really handy and quick way of making like scenery parts on your model, so I highly recommend keep your sprues. They are useful. It just adds a bit more context to this. And I've got, it's your 3 Scorpic destroyers here that I've gone for like the chromey blue feel that are crawling about here. These can be positioned in various different locations, which I think is super cool. Until I'm happy with the full setup, then I'll glue them in place. And I've also got my damaged ones here, so like my wee guy that's missing some like legs and arms, his weapon's just like lying about here. So yeah, this is what I've been working on. It's blown my mind first and foremost how quickly it looks like a scene. That excited me building it. It was quite difficult to imagine how it would look. It's not finished, it's far from finished, so like I say, this is just a work in progress, very much a work in progress. But I can't emphasize enough how fun it's been to experiment. This is way beyond my comfort zone. This is really, really deep compared to the level of miniature painting and building I expected to be in. I've always predominantly been focused on the models and perfecting or trying to perfect a box art type scheme or get experimental with something that was in my imagination. But this has been fun, I'm not gonna lie. And I only started the hobby in January. I am only using bits and bobs I have lying around. But I guess I just wanted to say to yourselves how easy it is effectively if you have the imagination to make your work kind of come to life. So I'm struggling to where I'm going to store this. I hope it will fit in my display cabinet, otherwise I'm going to have a bit of an issue. But yeah, I'm working on the Hunter Killer just now. Once I've got that in place and kind of suspended, it'll give another feel to this diorama. But yeah, I wanted to showcase that today, share it with you guys, encourage you to keep plowing on at your hobby for whatever aspect you do it for. The gameplay is something that I am super excited about. I have committed to an apocalypse style game in May next year, where I am fortunately going to be meeting up with some other fellow TikTokers. We've got Devon, Warmaster of Devon will be meeting us. We've got the Wargamer 111, we've got the Man from the Crag, we've got Vio Bubble, there's a few of us, there's about 8 of us, Scott Minis, General Grievous, a bunch of us are all supposed to be meeting up and having this like apocalyptic style battle. Now, it's a pretty broad statement to make considering my gameplay experience is back to zero, but I'm confident over the next couple of months I'll brush up the skills enough to be able to take part in that. At the end of the day, we're going to Warhammer World, which is so exciting. I cannot wait, and even to meet my fellow buds, they've been so inspirational. They're always at hand when I've got something to ask or say or question, so I really... Between them and my friend John, I can't emphasise enough how important it is to have a wee group of people that support you with the hobby you love. Find your wee group of people because it's so beneficial and it'll push you and strive you to do something like this that I never in a million years dreamed I would do. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. In other news, I was in a live with Wargamer 1, the Man from the Crag, earlier this week. And we had the pleasure of Mini Wargaming Official, Dave from Mini Wargaming Official, join us on our live. It was super sweet. There's a limit as to how many people can guest on the live, so I like dropped off the screen so that he could go on and lurked in the chat. He was thanking me for that, so I was like, no problem, you know. It's just awesome to see how close-knit this community is. We literally are like family. It doesn't matter if you've got 5 followers or 500,000 followers. We're all in this for the love of the hobby. We're all connected via this hobby, and we're all within arm's reach of each other to share skills, to learn things, to pick up the knowledge, to discuss what we love most about it. So it's definitely become one of my absolute favourite things about this is the close-knit community that follows this particular hobby. So happy wargaming to everybody. Happy painting, building, playing, whatever it is you get from this. Thank you so much for always tuning in to watch. Apologies that I'm not maybe being as consistent as I was. At the end of the day, anyone who clicks on this and views on this, you have my greatest love and respect. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them our way. Me and Tasha will hopefully have some GGG footage available this weekend. And just stay tuned for what we're up to. And we shall catch up with you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.